The Legends of the Triplets of Eldoria, Part 2. Wasting no time, Durinthor, the venerable Archmage of Eldoria, summoned the strongest and most loyal knights of their realm to the imposing council chamber. The flickering torchlight glinted off their polished armor, filling the stoic expressions of men and women whose eyes carried the cold fire of unwavering resolve. For Eldoria, their homeland, their king and queen, they had pledged an oath ages ago to stand firm against any threat. But the present danger was different, more insidious, and it called for a special kind of vigilance. The moment the assembled knights had entered the council chamber, Durinthor wasted no time in broaching the gravity of the situation. His normally deep and resonant voice was grave, echoing with urgency. "I have not summoned you here tonight to speak of victories long past or glories yet to be won," he began, gaze sweeping over each knight in turn. "No, I have brought you here because the shadows have crept too close for comfort at our very doorstep." A murmur rippled through the knights, their expressions hardening as they caught Durinthor's meaning. The Archmage continued, his voice ringing with authority. "For weeks, we have known that the Dark Lord Ashmane spies prowl our borders, waiting for their chance to slip within. But we hoped, we prayed, that such patience would extend to the safety of our princes. If they truly seek audience with the royal children, then perhaps they would bide their time until the princes are older, more amenable to the dark arts that their father wields." A low growl of discontent rumbled from the knights, teeth, their fists clenching involuntarily at the thought of the young princes being vulnerable to the Dark Lord's machinations. But alas, my fears have crystallized tonight," Durinthor concluded, his face creased with worry. "Tonight, the Dark Lord's emissaries have been spotted approaching the city, cloaked in illusion and armed with foul magic. They mean to abduct our young heirs." Now the murmurs were louder, laced with anger and anxiety. To lose the princes would be a blow from which Eldoria might never recover, would give Ashmane the advantage he sought, a foothold to corrupt the next generation of Eldorado's leadership. With a gesture, Durinthor silenced the room, allowing his words to echo before continuing. "We cannot allow this. The king and queen have shown great faith in me to safeguard the prince's well-being, and I have failed, not yet, for the next few hours before nightfall, when these agents will no doubt strike, belong to us." From somewhere in the depths of the chamber, a gruff voice boomed. "What would you have us do, Archmage?" The speaker stepped forward. His bearing was that of a seasoned warrior. Battle scars crisscrossed his face, and his voice resonated with the strength of one who had faced countless foes. "We are the Knights of Eldoria. We have answered your call in the King's every time, be it to quell rebellions or slay dragons. Name the task, Archmage, and by the light of dawn it shall be done." All eyes turned to the speaker, Sir Alaric, the stalwart's commander. His loyalty and strength had secured many a victory for Eldoria. He was a veteran of countless battles, his name spoken with reverence in taverns and hushed tones in the king's court. A slow smile spread across Durinthor's face, his eyes twinkling with admiration for these brave knights. "That is what I ask of you tonight. Pledge to me your full strength, your unyielding courage, and your unbreakable bonds of brotherhood. Pledge to be the shield that will guard the innocent laughter of our young princes. By your swords and sorcery, keep them safe from the encroaching darkness. Should any of Ashmane's spawn dare set foot within sight of the castle walls, then let it be said that they faced the might of Alaric, the swift serenity, the steadfast Kellen, and the noble Garin. Should that fail, know this, you have my undying gratitude and support. Whatever perils lie ahead, we face them not alone." Around him, the other knights affirmed Alaric's words with resounding shouts of agreement. They had fought alongside one another in many campaigns, their swords flashing in unison against the enemies of Eldoria. Their camaraderie was a weapon as potent as any they wielded. Forged in the fires of countless battles, tempered in the face of death, and honed to perfection by years of steadfast companionship. And so it was that the valiant knights of Eldoria, their armor gleaming like beacons in the torchlit chamber, swore an oath to safeguard the young princes, the king and queen, their faces etched with concern, yet hope watched as these noble warriors made their solemn pledge. As the echoes of their vows faded into the night, King Nuravon, his jaw set with grim determination, turned to his royal advisor. "We must send word to the Archmage immediately." His queen, Akera, her face pale with worry, nodded her assent. "Yes, my love. Let the kingdom know of the peril that looms. The fate of our realm may hinge on the unity of Eldoria and its people." Meanwhile, back in the council chamber, the knights of Eldoria prepared for their perilous task. Their movements were swift and efficient, born from years of training and experience. There was a sense of urgency, yet not a hint of panic in their demeanor. They checked and rechecked their weapons, ensuring that each sword, axe, and shield was in top condition. At the head of the assembly sat Sir Alaric, his weathered face betraying the countless battles he'd fought. Beside him, Dame Serena ran her fingers along the feathers of her arrows, her eyes sharp and focused. Skill with the bow and arrow was unmatched in all of Eldoria, and her aim was as true as the North Star. Opposite them, Brother Kellen adjusted the strap of his holy symbol, his calm and steady presence a reassuring anchor amidst the roiling sea of emotions. Lastly, Lord Garin, the king's cousin, tested the length of his blade, a confident smirk playing on his lips. "Remember your oaths, brothers and sisters." Alaric's voice, though gruff, held an undercurrent of steel, reminding them of the gravity of their mission. "The safety of Eldoria rests not only on our shoulders, but on the innocence of our young princes. They look to us for protection. Let us not fail them." In response, the knights nodded, their faces illuminated by the flickering torchlight, their eyes burning with determination. For leaving the chamber, each knight took a moment to examine the wards and seals that protected the castle, ensuring there were no gaps that could be exploited by the Dark Lord's spies. They knew that the sanctity of the castle walls would be breached tonight, and they had to be ready. As the final touches were made, a hush fell over the assembled knights. Even the crackling of the torches seemed to dim, as if the very night itself was holding its breath. The time for preparation was over. The hour of action was at hand. Then, just as the last tendrils of daylight bled from the sky, Durinthor, the Archmage, arrived in the courtyard, his face drawn and etched with worry. "I bring news that the Dark Lord's emissaries have reached the city gates," he announced, his voice grave. "They move with unnatural swiftness, cloaking their presence in illusion. We have less than 2 hours before they breach the wards." A murmur of urgency rippled through the knights, each one understanding the gravity of the situation. This was the moment they had trained for, the test of their strength, skill, and unwavering loyalty to Eldoria and its people. Before anyone could speak, a piercing war cry shattered the tense quiet, signaling the beginning of the assault. From atop the castle wall, a lone figure waved a flaming torch, calling out in a booming voice, "The Dark Lord's forces are upon us. Our moment has come. To arms."